The road to Dubai has a way of stripping everything down to its rawest form. Under bright lights and global attention, fighters arrive carrying records, reputations, and belief systems that have taken years to build. But once the cage door closes, none of that matters. What matters is who can impose their will, who can stay calm in chaos, and who understands that at this level, a single mistake can end everything. PFL Road to Dubai was not just a collection of fights stitched together for highlights. It was a statement event, a showcase of control, composure, and ruthless efficiency, where dominance did not need drama to feel overwhelming. The night opened with a reminder of how dangerous momentum can be when paired with elite grappling. One clean level change was all it took to tilt the balance. Smooth footwork transitioned effortlessly to back control, and within seconds, the fight was no longer competitive but clinical. The arm triangle developed almost invisibly, the kind of submission that looks calm until it is already too late. The trapped fighter tried to adjust, tried to build a base, but the positioning was perfect. Head and arm isolated, legs locked in, pressure increasing second by second. Consciousness faded before resistance could even fully form. The belt stayed exactly where it belonged, defended not with chaos, but with precision that spoke to years of discipline. As the card unfolded, the theme became clear. This was a night for fighters who understood transitions, who didn't chase finishes but allowed them to arrive naturally. Explosive moments appeared suddenly, like a knee bursting through the guard or a hook slipping just past a desperate defense. One fighter surged forward and changed everything with a single strike, forcing a reaction that opened the door to control on the ground. Hooks came in, chokes threatened, and suddenly the fight shifted from striking to survival. A crucifix position locked in, elbows raining down with measured brutality. The opponent tucked in, tried to hide, but there was nowhere to go. The tap came quickly, almost mercifully, ending a sequence that had turned violent with terrifying speed. Some bouts moved at a deceptively relaxed pace, almost like sparring, until the moment they weren't. A kick landed clean to the body, draining energy instantly. A follow-up punch carried just enough weight to force hesitation, and hesitation is fatal in this sport. The takedown came next, smooth and heavy, followed by ground and pound that forced the referee into a rapid decision. These were not wild stoppages. They were necessary interventions, moments where experience and safety intersected because one fighter had clearly crossed into a different level of control. What separated the standouts from the rest was not just athleticism, but awareness. In one sequence, an arm triangle attempt formed as the attacking fighter cleverly pinned the opposite arm with his shin, removing any chance of defense. Breathing slowed, space vanished, and the submission tightened with textbook execution. It was the kind of finish that coaches replay in slow motion, not because it was flashy, but because it was flawless. Remaining undefeated at this stage is not about luck. It is about consistently choosing the right moments and punishing every mistake without hesitation. As the event pushed forward, the international flavor of the card became impossible to ignore. Fighters from different backgrounds brought different rhythms into the cage. Some relied on speed, darting in and out, landing clean counters before disappearing again. Others marched forward with pressure, trusting durability and conditioning to break opponents down over time. In one fight, a sharp slip to the outside split the guard perfectly, a left hand landing with surgical accuracy. The follow-up hammer fist sealed the outcome as the referee stepped in, the defeated fighter nodding in understanding, fully aware that the stoppage was justified. Not every victory came by finish, but even the decisions told stories. Wrestling exchanges against the fence, heavy low kicks that accumulated damage, and counters timed with patience all played their roles. One competitor clearly held the speed advantage late into the fight, pulling away as the rounds progressed. By the final bell, there was no doubt in the judges' minds. The unanimous decision reflected control, consistency, and the ability to adapt across all 3 rounds. The grappling-heavy moments continued to steal the spotlight. A guillotine locked in against the fence looked loose at first, almost transitional, but adjustments made it lethal. Grip lost, grip regained, shoulders repositioned, legs staying involved to prevent escape. The forearm drove into the neck, pressure increasing as frustration set in on the other side. A roll attempt failed, and the figure 4 sealed the choke. When the tap came, it felt inevitable, the result of patience and technical confidence rather than desperation. Blood was spilled as well, a reminder that this sport is unforgiving. One fighter painted the canvas red but refused to fade, continuing to push forward through damage that would have broken many others. Elbows opened cuts, punches found targets, and the crowd reacted with every exchange. When the final sequence ended, the victor stood battered but unbroken, having earned respect through resilience as much as skill. By the time the final early submission closed the night, the message of PFL Road to Dubai was unmistakable. This was not about hype or noise. It was about execution under pressure. Fighters who rushed paid the price. Fighters who stayed composed thrived. Every choke, every takedown, every perfectly timed strike reinforced the same truth. At this level, there are no easy moments, only opportunities seized by those prepared enough to recognize them. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the action from PFL Road to Dubai, let us know which fight stood out to you the most and which fighter you believe is ready for the next big stage. Drop your thoughts below, share your predictions for what comes next, and tell us which upcoming matchup you want broken down in this style. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another high-level fight story as the road continues.